Hi, folks. So for a while now, I've been making bouquets from flowers in the garden. Um, and when I've made a bouquet, uh, after a few days, I often will take the flowers out of the vase, um, maybe clip the bottom of the stalks of the flowers a little bit to kind of refresh that, clean the vase, put in new water, put the flowers back. Now, occasionally when I do that, some of the flowers might have gotten old enough that I don't think they look good, so I don't put them back in the vase. So, but they're maybe good enough looking that I don't, not yet ready to throw them away. So what I do is like this. I actually put the bloom down in the water, and in this case, these are all new flowers, that all the prior flowers had gotten too old. I didn't think they looked good sticking up. But sometimes this will be a mix of old flowers that are still good enough to be up here and some new flowers. But then I'll also put the old flower down in the vase. This started out actually as an old flower that was still all together, but it's kind of broken up into its petals. And I'll tell you, this doesn't look this great on camera, but in real life, it actually looks pretty good. It adds some more color, some more shape and texture, some more variety. Um, and I would do the same thing if I had gotten a bouquet from an actual florist, because in that case, too, I refresh those bouquets after a couple of days, try to take them out, clip the bottoms of the flowers, and put aside the older flowers that aren't good enough to stick up. Now, some of these old flowers are so old that I just throw them away. But some of them, they're not good and don't look good enough to stick up out, but they look good down in the water. I should tell you, on camera, this doesn't look that great as I'm looking at it now. And I don't know why, but in real life, it actually looks pretty good. It adds some color. Oh, I think I said that. It adds color, shape, and texture. And and also it's kind of unusual. It's fresh. It doesn't just look like most bouquets and vases. I mean, this generally probably I would think this works with a transparent vase and probably with a semi-transparent vase. But it also somewhat gives you balance with the color up here and the color down here and then the green in between. Um, I don't know why it doesn't look so good on camera, but in person, it generally looks pretty good and it's kind of fun. It just adds some more life. A bouquet is nice to begin with, but this is even more lively with more color. Um, so if you do vases and flowers, consider this. Now, now, if you were doing a vase for that you wanted, now how can I put it? You have to, you have to think. I think to do it this way, you maybe are going to think outside the box, because some people who see it might not like the look of it, and you might be a person who wants everyone to like your bouquet, meaning you'd probably make your bouquet look like the majority of bouquets look, which is where there's only flowers up here but nothing down in the water. It's just water. And that's fine. There's no problem. I have, you know, that's a good look. And there's nothing objectionable about it. It looks more professional. This maybe looks a little more kind of ragtag, possibly. I mean, or at least it might to some people's minds. Some people have a little bit more of a, they more like what they're used to, what is common, what is the usual thing, and to them it might look more ragtag. If people are more open-minded, this live in person looks pretty good, um, and might be some might enjoy that it's different. So you can play with it. It's nice too because it gets more use out of flowers. Because the flowers down in the water you use longer, whereas you would have just thrown them away. So consider it, play with it if you like it, see what it looks like live for you, and maybe you'll like it. I would say additionally that when I do refresh the flowers, a lot of times I also can save flowers, well, because some of them will be good enough to keep, and some of them I'll either put down in the water or throw away, but I'll only have some will be some of the older ones still are good enough up here, so I'll only have to clip one or two from the garden to fill in the spaces for the ones that either went here or just got tossed in the garbage. Well, I don't put them in the garbage. I actually throw them out in the garden, old flowers for compost. But anyway, it didn't stay with the vase. So it's nice to be clipping fewer flowers from the garden. In theory, I'd like to let the flowers all live. I mean, I want the vase, but I want to use the minimal number of new flowers. Anyway, uh, I think that's the idea. If I think of things to add, I'll put it in the description under the video, or possibly make another video, or things to correct that I said wrong in the video. Um, so, um, I hope this is good for you. It may be that other people already do this. I don't visit that many people in their homes, um, so I don't see that many bouquets in homes. If you already do it, then good, but maybe not everyone knows about it. So here you are. Folks, I started thinking I had the room kind of dark. I opened both doors to let in a little more light because where we display flowers, there's usually more light. And I wanted to see, this does look a little better with more light, I think. It's kind of nice how the water turns kind of pink from the petals. So that might be part of why it didn't look as good. But um, in person, it looks kind of cool. So if it intrigues you, try it. Uh, I don't know if it's an original idea with me. I feel as though I've seen it before, or I'm sure I've seen petals on water. Um, oh, there's kind of a cliche that that maybe people put rose petals in their bathtub. I don't know if I've seen it done with vases, but it's worked for me. I should say this started out as a flower, an old flower, but a whole flower with all the petals around a center, and then it broke up. It looked good when it was a whole flower, and it looks pretty good as petals. So there's two different looks there that you could end up with. So that'll be something you can check out too.